Pain capital. I think they're expecting us, T-Rex. It's clear. This gap is a little more narrow than it was yesterday. Let's see if I can get this door open. Oh yeah. Out the door, tracking a T-Rex this morning, and it's a gorgeous morning. I don't know if you've noticed, but we've had a rhythm this year where it's been rather stormy most Thursdays, but preceding each storm has been rather calm each Wednesday. Wednesday has been the least windy day. I know this because I ski on Wednesdays for the most part. What are we skiing today? I'm skiing this. Snowed about 4 inches last night. T-Rex following my trails. Before the sun went down, or as the sun was going down, that was really pretty. And so it's another powder day and a groomer day. I love when they're combined, and the fact that there's no wind is great. Temperature map this morning shows 25 below zero at Clayton Lake, Maine. That's the same as yesterday. And plus 32 in North Kingstown, Rhode Island. That's about 30 degrees warmer than yesterday. But that's a 57-degree temperature gradient from northern Maine to Rhode Island. I believe that is the greatest temperature gradient we've seen all winter long. Clear and calm north. Oh, and today is the full snow moon. And here's the view of the moon setting over Mount Mansfield at about 6 a.m. Full moon, now that this is history, was 8:30 a.m. or 8:23, something like that. Thank you, Carl, for that. And there's the view of Mount Mansfield right now. I think I can take off my gloves a little bit and push the zoom. And I'm wearing my lavalier so the mic doesn't change. The audio sounds the same. So minus 25 in Clayton Lake is pretty close to the same temperature we had on February 12th, 2017, which was close to a record low. And then this morning out west, even well before sunrise, dozens of record low temperatures from Montana to Oregon, Washington, California. I saw Hibbing, Montana was at 34 below. And national watches, advisories, and warnings show, oh wait, machine going by. National advisories, watches, and warnings. Winter storm warnings now pretty much coast to coast, California, and then there's another one in the middle of the country. There's one for northern Maine for tomorrow. And then there's the extreme cold there in Montana and North Dakota. And so that hasn't changed a lot. But you know what has changed? The guidance for around here tomorrow has come in colder again. Not cold enough for a snowstorm in southern New England, but cold enough that there may not be raindrops here in the Green Mountains of Vermont. So we'll be looking at that after I go skiing for a little while. And new friends and old friends out on the mountain. And I'll probably lay in some video here right this second of us skiing those groomers and powder trails on this gorgeous Wednesday, February 12th, where on Nantucket Island, forgot to mention, this morning the trees were pasted white with a fresh coating of sticky snow. Day 44 in a row of New England snow. We'll be right back. And we're back. It's 11:30. We've been skiing. Now, the difference between yesterday and today, yesterday there was a 1037 high south of us. Now there's a 1031 high north of us. That's why it was so cold north and warmer south. And that's the reason we had that little bit of snow on Nantucket. And that other front right across central New England, there's new action coming on that front. And it's actually starting to snow faster than I can get this out the door edit out the door onto the internet. The next system is right on our heels. That high to the north is going to set up quite a pressure gradient, and it's a big second wall of snow, ice, and rain coming at the mid-Atlantic since last night it happened, and this one's going to track farther north, and it's actually going to be warm enough that there is rain in southern New England, but it's definitely turned cooler. Oh, breaking news. 2 turkeys. I've never seen turkeys here. Just ran right by down there. Oh, you couldn't see them, could you? There's 2 turkeys down there. I've been wondering what some of these tracks are around here. And I'm talking the actual birds. So we've been out skiing, and the clouds are gathering. And the beautiful part of today is with the high so close to us, we have no wind. But it's not going to last long. There they are. There's a turkey. This is so weird. See him? And where's the other one? There's no way to go over there. You never know what you're going to see when you go out the door for weather and more and more and more. I want to do the weather, and I've tried to memorize all these maps with the systems coming fast and furious. over the next couple days. And there have been some subtle changes, especially as the colder solution for tomorrow. All right, one more try. Oh, turkey's trying to fly right there. All right, thank you guys. So one's over there and the other one's way over there. Here's the radar. There's the mixed precipitation coming right into southwestern New England as we speak. I'm going to start, though, with the Boston 5 to 10-day meteogram from the Canadian model. I'm going to stick with the Canadian model, and it does show a period of snow tonight. So tomorrow morning, between 6 and 7, we're probably going to have snow changing over to rain with a temperature pretty close to 32. So it's not going to take much for slickness in southern New England tomorrow morning. And then we do get a period of rain, but it looks like less than 4/10 of an inch of rain for Boston with a temperature in the 30s, even though it's so warm aloft. We're going to have cold air damming because of that strong high that's going to be off to our north. And then the Friday turns, it's Valentine's Day, windy and cold with the temperature holding in the 20s, much cooler to the north. And then here comes another system on Saturday. And again, this one looks like it's going to trend a little bit colder from yesterday, but still warm enough that any snow that comes in here Saturday afternoon and Saturday night changes over to rain in Boston on Sunday morning briefly. That's going to be a powerful storm. And on the backside, the wind is really going to rage on Sunday late into Monday. And we're going to have a refreeze of any mix that's left on the ground at that point. Monday and Tuesday, just very windy and cold. Winds are gusting 35 to 40, and the Canadian has a temperature of about 7 degrees in Boston on Tuesday morning, and that's not even the coldest output. So it looks like it'll be turning drier next week, but very cold to start off, and then we'll have to watch the backside of those highs next week to see if anything happens. But right now, next week is looking a lot quieter than what we're going to experience in the next, say, 4 to 5 days into early next week. So let's go to the Canadian now, and I'm going to stick with it because it's kind of middle of the road. GFS is a little colder. Euro's much warmer, but the Canadian's been steady for us. And oh wait, before I get to the Canadian, sorry, I'm going to show the 3K NAM. Kind of jumping. I wanted to go fast forward, but we got a show just today and tomorrow. There's this afternoon. It's about 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. There's the clock in the upper right, and then you get to about 20Z, 21Z. Now that's 6 o'clock, and there's snow in western New England, and it looks like as the time goes on, get to about 6Z, that's close to 1 a.m., there's a rain snow line near Cape Cod, so a brief burst of snow even at the south coast. And then I'm going to stop this one at 10Z, that is 5 a.m., and there's still a little bit of snow near Boston, and then you see some freezing rain is red and sleet is purple, and rain at the south coast is green, blue in the north is snow. So we have that total potpourri happening here tomorrow morning. Low pressure's going up into western New York. And now let's put this back into motion and take it through 1 o'clock. And we see the precipitation just kind of ending as chilly rain in southern New England. And it looks like the steady precip is done most areas. This is 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And note yesterday where we had green up around northern Vermont, now it's more blue, snow, not rain, and perhaps some freezing rain. So the first raindrops of 2025 in northern Vermont may not happen tomorrow by the looks of things. And we have several inches of snow, and hopefully it's not too windy, but that wind from the south ahead of that low is probably going to be gusting 30 to 40 anyway up here from the south. Now we keep putting this into motion, and you get that low to go kind of jump into the state of Maine and push offshore. Now the wind is coming around from the north, and we stop it again tomorrow evening around 8 p.m. I think I stop it here, and there's snow squalls and real heavy snow coming back down. So any raindrops, if they happen, will be buried underneath a bunch more snow, probably in the order of 5 to maybe 10 inches in the highest peaks here from Mansfield to Jay in Vermont. And this will include probably a cannon effect and a sugarloaf effect too. So I know I probably don't give as much love to New Hampshire and Maine as I should, but I think we all end up with a net gain of 6 to 10 inches of snow between here and there. And then tomorrow night, keep putting this in motion. The Arctic air comes right in here tomorrow night, and Friday we're just windy and cold for Valentine's Day. Now this NAM does go out through sunset or to sunset, and then 7 p.m. on Friday. We now have the next shield of snow showing up on the western horizon, and that's going to come in here on Saturday very quickly. Rapid fire changes And so now let's go to the Canadian and show it out for 240 hours. I'm going to just try going slow enough that I don't have to stop it because there's so much going on here. First, that wave that went by last night, exit stage right, and you have high pressure coming in. And it is a pretty strong high to our north. I know I keep looking at so many different highs, but the one to the north tomorrow plays the big role in that cold air damming with the low pressure going up into northern New York and then kind of redeveloping on the Gulf Coast, coast of Maine, in the Gulf of Maine, and then that pushes out, and then we're left with cold air advection on Friday with another high pressure system coming into the Midwest, and then a strong low. It's tracking a little bit to the east and south of where we had it yesterday. I'll try and slow it way down. It's deepening fairly rapidly. I'm not sure if we're going to experience bombogenesis, but there it goes right across Long Island with that wintry mix in southern New England on a solid wall of snow in northern New England. This is now Saturday night. Sunday morning, this thing does deepen to 970, and it will have rained from Boston to Cape Cod, and that'll be refreezing during Sunday afternoon and especially Sunday night. Now, it does not come back on the map like it did yesterday, but it's still a powerhouse storm deepening over Labrador and Newfoundland, and you see all those black lines? That is an incredible tight pressure gradient with a vortex, a polar vortex, the 486 and 492 thicknesses showing up there, even a 480 for a short time, and that cold air is ripping in here on Monday and Tuesday. Another system looks like it's going to eject off the mid-Atlantic states and miss us to the south at that time, but that's going to be something that bears watching. And then we gradually lose the wind, and Wednesday the wind goes away. Funny how that happens every Wednesday, isn't it? And then for a change, there's nothing really threatening us next Thursday and Friday. Looks fairly quiet, mostly coast to coast in the United States at 240 hours. I think that's about next Saturday or so. We do see a little bit of a 510 circle there in northern Minnesota, so there's a little bit of a pool of Arctic air there, but it looks like we've stopped the parade of storms coming in from the Pacific, so we likely do turn quieter just in time for some of the school winter breaks. But if your school winter break is this next week, President's Day and such, it is frigid. And then later in the week and the following week look tranquil. And at that point, we probably will have snow depth of 100 inches at our snow stake up here. And I'm gonna go up to the snow stake. I'm gonna report from there. And there are other meteorologists in the house today. And I'm not gonna reveal their names just yet because I don't know if we're gonna see them. But I'm gonna try and have a meeting of the minds and talk about how historic this winter is and do some comparisons. And right up there, there's above tree line skiing right there. We may try and get up there. Maybe not this week because it's going to be so windy, but maybe next time I come up during midweek. Boy, this midweek is great. And so I did a lot of skiing today, a lot of friends and everything. I'm going to show all you guys in tomorrow's episode, but for today's episode of And More, what we did yesterday, it was just a terrific. So the way I've been calling this week is we had perfect powder Monday, and then we had a terrific groomer Tuesday, and then we had a no wind Wednesday. That's where we are now. And the end more is from our groomer day yesterday that turned into a snowstorm late in the day. And we were over at the den enjoying that. And I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Yeah, we had about 5 minutes of sunshine this morning. We're making room for more snow down there. Looks like we had an extremely light dusting somehow last night. Snow squalls this afternoon. It's a quick hour for me. Yeah, it's 8:57. Made it on time. Boss is here. Hey boss, good job last night. All right, good to the top. It's about 10 past 9. Took a little longer than usual to get to 5 runs. This will be my 5th. And the weather is changing dramatically. Temperature's going down. We had a warm front on the map, but just as quickly, this is a cold front. And you can just feel the temperature coming down. We just had a couple of gusts past 35 miles per hour. But the groomers were all they could be. The sky is now falling. TK's got to go write the JP blog and lots of other things. Okay. So this is that trail hayride that I was pointing up to that is groomed. And I was pointing walking up to it with T-Rex from right there. 3:30. Here comes the front again. Yeah. The weather's firing on all cylinders, isn't it? Get two more runs in. 3:50 update. 700 feet, 4 p.m. Tuesday, February 11th. 43rd day in a row with New England snow. Fat flakes. Closing bell. It's not a squall, it's just an intense snow shower. There's no wind. When the wind does blow, blizzard again. So peaceful. Bypass TK's line. Thank you, sir. May have another. Tiniest little breeze there. Talk to you tomorrow. And here we are, past the closing bell, 10 past 4, making new friends as always. Hey, I'm Tim from Cape Cod. What's your name?
I'm Grant from Connecticut.
Connecticut?
Yep.
And did you relocate to Vermont?
No, I still live in Connecticut. Born and raised.
This is your mountain?
Pretty much. I've been skiing since I was 6 here.
Oh, I get you. And how's this winter compared to those other couple decades?
So far, so good, but you can never tell.
So far, so good. You look like you're having fun today.
I sure am.
Nice to meet you.
Yep, nice to meet you too.
Out the door, weather, and more, and more, and more. All right, let's see you make a turn right there for us, Grant. Thanks, nice to meet you. Been here since he was 6. How old do you think he is? Maybe 22? Thanks. Okay, now here's the piano play out of the time lapse from Bass River.